Welcome back to Chipotle. Yes, the best Mexican food in the world. Yes, it's time that this stock could be the one for you. Is Chipotle just a great meal place, or can you make money from this stock? We're going to find out right here, right now at Barry Charles, your one-stop shop for everything finance, where we're going to learn about the Chipotle company. We're going to look at the stock analysis and what the future holds. And if you stay right to the end, I'll give you the intrinsic value of Chipotle Mexican Grill and a potential buy-in point for you if you want to make yourself millions of dollars. Not financial advice. You invest in any company at your own risk. But we're here to do stock analysis right here, right now at Barry Charles. Welcome back, guys and gals, to the channel. We're going to talk about Chipotle. Yes, Chipotle Mexican Grill. Yes, the company that keeps on giving as they continue to increase their shares. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at Chipotle. Well, what is Chipotle? It's a fine dine restaurant. It might not be top fine dining, but it's in the middle range. It's growing. It's grown to Canada, France, Germany, UK, and started in US. Yes, Denver, I believe, was the first Chipotle, and then moved around from there. Yes, so Chipotle, we're going to have a deep dive into the stock analysis. We're going to look at the financials from revenue, net profit, earnings per share, PE ratio, dividend, short interest, free cash flow, return on invested capital, shares outstanding, and the rest. And we will, if you stay right to the end, as I said before, give you the intrinsic value. Let's get to it. Chipotle. How is Chipotle going? Well, if we look at the revenues, yes, the revenue in 2022 was 8.6 billion from 9.5 billion. Yes, folks, that's what we're looking at the moment. Chipotle has gone from 8.6 billion to 9.5 billion, so it's increased nearly $1 billion in revenue. Net profit increased from 899 million to 1.1 billion, so they've gone up about 25%. So very good for a fast food restaurant. Earnings per share 44.16, so very high, with the PE ratio of 52.58. 52 record range of 1,470 to 2,350, so quite a big difference here, about 80%. Dividends, no dividends to talk about with this company, so you don't have to worry about that. Short interest, no one seems to think this company's going to go bankrupt, so 2.5% do, and that's it. Market cap of this company is $63 billion. Total assets has gone up 10 billion from 69 billion in 2022 to 79 billion in 2023. But what I don't like is also in the same time is the liabilities have gone up similar, 4.5 billion to 5 billion. So a bit of an increase there, but there is a bit of a gap there. So not a great gap, but it's still better than a lot of companies. So 7.9 in assets compared to 5 billion in total liabilities is very good. If we look at the free cash flow of 840 million in 2022, it's gone up to 1.1 billion. Very nice. And folks, no long-term debt. Ooh, that's what we like to hear. No long-term debt. Well, do you just load the boat just because of that reason? Well, that's very impressive. Not to have any long-term debt, very impressive. Shares outstanding is finally going down, which is good. 28.1 million to 27.4 million. So they are starting to really improve over 2 year span. So they are starting to give you back some money. Before then they weren't, but now they're starting to give you back some money. So very good. Return on invested capital was close to 19% as well. So they are doing some good things for you. What does Chipotle got to do to continue this success future? Well, there is still growth. Okay, there's growth all around the world. They can come down under to Australia, New Zealand. They've got that market there. They've got the China market. Can they get into the China market? They'll like this food too. If they can get into there, the Asian market, Japan, Hong Kong, and they can get into all these places over there, Bangladesh. If they get into these sort of companies, then look out, this company continue to be a growth beast. But if they don't, that's the only problem I have with this company, is could they start becoming stagnant. It's been a great growth machine so far, but will it continue? And one of the big questions you all have, why would you pay $2,300 for a stock roughly? And the stock's only what, a market cap of, what was it, 63 billion compared to 3 trillion of Apple. It's obviously just the way the shares are allocated. You get less shares out on the market with this company when you're only looking at millions of dollars compared to billions of dollars, and like Apple for instance. So that's where the difference is there, folks. So what do I see? What do I see the future of Chipotle? There's still growth, there's big growth in this company, but are you already paying for that growth? Well, that's why we do the intrinsic value on these shows for you, to give you an understanding of what is happening in the real world right now. So we're going to have the current share price at around 2,300, with the earnings per share is at 44.16. Well, the first one is going to be a growth rate of 5%, gives you an $858 stock. This is Trade Brands Calculator, which also calculates the current bond yield and adds that to it, just to give you an understanding of where the intrinsic value of the company is compared to current share price now. So we keep the earnings per share at 44.16 at 23,000 current share price, but we jump up their growth rate to 10%. The stock is still overvalued, as it's only at $13,012, so they're still overvalued. Now, if we jump up the earnings per share to 60, the growth rate of 10%, you're still looking at over. Now you're starting to look at you're still looking overvalued at $1,782. Now with the share price very high at 2,300, with the earnings per share at 90 and the growth rate to the moon to 15, now you're starting to get value territory 3,612. So, what is the go here, folks? Chipotle is absolutely overvalued on current metrics, but if you're looking well into the future, the stock could potentially be a double. Potentially. No long-term debt. They continue to grow. They could be a bargain right now. But if you're going on current metrics, even if you're looking at positive current metrics, you want the stock under $1,000. Honestly, you really do. If you want to have like a 50%, or if you want your money to grow by 100%, that's what I like to do, folks. Now, this is what I like to do. I like to get into a stock and think, yes, it will 100% easily, no risk at all, with the potential to go to 500%. That's where I like to invest. And I started off at Apple not investing in that strategy. That's why my returns haven't been as good. But ever since then, with most stocks, I have now got the strategy, get it at the right price. The right price doesn't mean you necessarily get it at the lowest price, but you get it at the price that you think it's going to double. Where I look at a stock, and I continue to talk about Meta, but I can still see Meta doubling from here. I already do. I still think Meta can double easily from here. But it's often an undervalued stock that I've talked about plenty of times on the channel, so it always seems to be a stock that is under what it should truly be. But getting back to Chipotle, growth. To me, it's up to you. There's risk and reward on this one. You can absolutely make a lot of money out of this company, or you could be stuck at a price for a long time, and then it could slowly die as the growth has stopped. But it looks like there's still plenty of growth in this company to continue. So this is potentially a buy, not financial advice. Do your own research before you invest into any stock. Invest at your own risk. But Chipotle is a potential buy. Do I think it's going to double up to 4,600? It's going to have to do a lot of work to do that. But with no long-term debt, that is the positive. And the fact that it's only at this, depends how much you think the company's going to grow. So at the moment it's at 63 billion. Do you think it's going to be $1 trillion company? I don't personally think so. But could it get to 500 billion? Now, is that a potential? That's well, not quite a 10x from here, but 9x. Is that a potential? Maybe. So if you think so, then you can see a lot of improvement on your stock from here. So that's what you've got to think about when you're looking into investing.